Hi, I'm Susie, and I'm the National Shelter Director at Farm Sanctuary, and I am standing here in our very beautiful cattle barn, our cow barn. So let's look around because it's pretty awesome. This cow barn has been designed to have really, really high ceilings because all of our giant cattle are Holsteins, our little babies that we take in from the livestock auctions. They're the byproducts of the dairy industry. They're usually Holsteins or Jerseys. The Holsteins actually get to be over 6 feet at the shoulder, so they're very, very tall. Some of them weigh close to 3,000 pounds, which is absolutely insane, but very, very true. So this barn was designed so if one of them was to get hurt or injured, we could actually get in with equipment to get them out because you have to be able to raise it up. If you look at the lofts, they're full of like straw and hay. So the straw is used for bedding and the hay is used for feed. So if we have someone in this barn, especially in a pen that needs to be fed separately, that's where they're going to get their hay. So the hay would come down. So like right now, you can turn around and see Gary. Excuse me, Gary. 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 This is Gary. Gary, come here. So Gary is actually, he'll look up in a minute, I hope. Gary's actually in here right now because he's sick. So we also have pens in the barn. So if they're sick and they have to be separated from everybody else, he seems to have a bacterial infection in his stomach. We can medicate him. We can monitor when he goes to the bathroom, like how his stool is. Sorry, I know you're eating dinner. But this is Gary. So Gary is in here by himself right now, but his cattle friends will all come in here at night and sleep with him. So he's not really by himself. So they'll get to groom him over the fence. They already know he's in there. He moves back and forth to them, and they're all outside. So we'll keep going. And if you look, you're going to be very lucky because this is our special needs herd. And right now, the little teeny tiny Charlie, the newborn baby that was just born last month, has joined the special needs herd today. So he's just kind of going around and meeting everybody. His mom, who's like on her very first day away from her baby for 5 seconds because she's been like inside with him all the time, is back in her herd. This is where she actually lives. So she's out with the girls way out there. I can see her. She's way, way out. And she's very, very comfortable now because he's safe. He's in a herd full of animals, like no one's going to let anything happen to him. So God forbid coyotes or somebody came in, they're not going to let anything happen to Charlie. So Charlie's actually the safest he's ever been. And he's going around and meeting everybody right now. He was running so fast that he actually was winded a few minutes ago, so maybe he's going to calm down. But you can see we have a variety of animals out here. And again, this is our special needs herd. So our special needs cattle are our older girls. A lot of them are byproducts. A lot of them are spent dairy cows. That's not a really nice thing to say, but that's what they call them in the industry. And all that means is they're not producing enough milk for the dairy industry. So they really, they usually go to auction or slaughter at that time, and they're usually about 4 years old. And the beauty of it is our oldest one out here is about 25 years old. So they live a very long and happy life after they are out of production in the industry. So a lot of them are here for that. So Belinda was actually from a backyard butcher, and she was a spent dairy cow that was purchased at auction and then used for her babies. So over and over again, her babies were taken from her and butchered on site. So she really had a hard time with us when she first came. She likes us a lot more now. Diane is out there. She was actually at an Amish farm. She has a little dock tail, very, very sweet girl. She was rescued and then taken to a farm with the rescuers thinking that she would be happier with other cows, and then put in production, and she was going to be sent to slaughter at the age of 4. And they called us and begged us to take her, so we took her. You can see Charlie's making friends with Adrian. Adrian is also a dairy cow who, when she was being bred to have a baby and then to produce milk, she actually was mounted by a very large bull, and her hip was broken. So by the time she got here, her hip had already healed. So she has a very like gimpy walk, but she gets along great. And again, the special needs herd is designed for animals who can't keep up with our main cattle herd. So right now we have 47 cattle. Stan's meeting the baby and they're playing. But we have 47 cows on the farm, and the special needs herd probably has about 15 right now, and they all will live down here. And then the main herd is right now way up on the hill, so they're not going to come down probably because it's such a nice day, as you can see. But we'll go meet Bellamy real quick. Hello, Bellamy. Hello, beautiful angel girl. So Bellamy is very shy, so I'm not going to go over and bother Bellamy. She was just introduced today as well to the special needs herd. She is, hello, baby. She is a girl that we actually rescued on August 14th. She was found in a ditch, but we actually had heard about her from the local SPCA because local people had seen her running loose by herself. By the time we got to her and found her, she was upside down in a ditch. The staff were able to get her out of the ditch, but she was covered in maggots and had wide open like skin infections, and you can see where she had an injury up top. There's a silver color on it. That's called AluShield. It's a spray that we put on. It's helping it heal. But she's still having wound management treatments done every day. It's going to take another few months for it to completely heal, but it is improving so much. Like, she looks so much better. The other problem is, and I think that's the reason she ended up in a ditch and the reason that somebody got rid of her, is because she has vestibular disease, so she's off balance. So when she's first getting used to a place, she rocks her head. It's very easy for her to fall. So she really wouldn't be a good candidate to be in our main herd. And again, the special needs herd is designed for that. So thanks to our wonderful members, and thank you so much for coming to this gala, because it's awesome. And I wish I would dress up a little bit more, but it's hard to walk around the farm in a gown. So this is my favorite attire for a gala. Anyway, I hope you're equally comfortable. So it's because of members like you. I wish that this gala was full of me in a dress and lots of celebrities, but it's actually better because you don't have to dress up and no one likes to. But the beautiful thing is that everything that you do for us goes into making this amazing world for these animals, but also allows us to really tell their stories and have people meet these animals and really get to know them, because that's what's going to change everything in the long run, is making that connection, and you're allowing us to do that, which is incredible. It's much easier to ignore things that you just see on TV or you watch in a video. When you make a connection and you touch someone, that's when the changes really are made. So we are just so happy to have you come on our guided tour for the evening. It's going to be, it's very windy today, so we're going to go outside a little bit. There's a good chance we're going to have to come and look at her wind-blown hair. Absolutely beautiful. So hopefully we'll get to capture a little bit more cuteness out here. What's really funny and what's happening right now, see, you're witnessing something brand new. So you can't see it, but Stanton, there's a little calf out there, and he's actually from the same rescue as Charlie's mother. And he was the one of the calves. There's 3 calves that survived. The rest of them drowned in liquid manure. And he's one of them, and he is now with Charlie, which is really funny because I don't know if they realize they're from the same place. But Stanton was actually nursed by Charlie's mom and Charlie's mom's sister, I'm assuming, or sibling of some sort, or maybe daughter. They all came from the same place. But he must know something. There's some connection. So he's getting to know Stanton, which is awesome. So he'll be able to play with somebody closer to his own age. And again, this is our special needs herd. And this is where they live for the winter. And so they can go to a couple other pastures, but for the winter they're going to be here. And then once it starts to snow and get really cold, they'll come up further because it gets too slippery out there because there's a lot of water that comes down the hill and it gets icy. Oh, oh, it's okay. He's okay. That would be a lesson learned. It's so funny. It's like they're like little kids. So he just got flipped in the air, but he's fine. And he seems to be walking and doing everything normally. That's good. Charlie, lesson learned, my friend. He was trying to roughhouse with one of the bigger calves, and they flipped him in the air. And he's fine. And he seems to just not be fazed by them, and he's going to try again, which is great. So anyway, this is where he will live, and this is where he'll grow up. And the beautiful part of this is he's never going to be away from his mom. And he is now creating a family full of brothers who knock him over. But he's creating a new family along with his mother. And that's really all that these animals want, is they want to have a family and be seen and cared for and, loved, and just have the basics. Because really what they need is each other and some food. And that's what we get to provide in medical care, obviously, too. And again, that's thanks to all of you. So enjoy the special needs cattle for a few seconds. Okay, so there goes Charlie again. So we now are going to be going to the sheep. And unfortunately, we don't have wireless in between the barns. So we're gonna have a little pause. You get to see some like footage in between. You can go to the bathroom. You can go refill your plates. Get anything you want. So we will be back in a few minutes, and next time we're back, we're gonna be with the woolly people. So we'll be out with the sheep, and it's gonna be amazing. So sit back, relax, enjoy the gala. And if you're dressed up, that's awesome. Okay, see you in a minute. Look at him looking at the camera. He loves that camera. Okay, ready? Okay, I was wrong about where we were going. We're not at the sheep barn. We are at our turkey barn. This is not a turkey that I'm touching, however. This is Chucky. And Chucky and Benedict are two goats who have very special needs and actually cannot function in a herd of goats. Chucky is a fainting goat. He also doesn't have horns. When we rescued Chucky, his horns were actually broken, but still attached to his skin. And so he was bleeding through his nose because the horns are part of his sinus. Hello. So when we got him, he was very, very sick and he was dying and he was anemic, so he couldn't have surgery right away. You'll get your chance, Lady Sunshine. So he has special needs, and he also gets very nervous when he's with other goats. You can hear goats in the background making noise too. But he gets nervous around other goats and he actually faints. And so a fainting goat is wide awake, but their legs don't work, and that for a prey animal, that's very, very scary. So it's not a really good place to be. It's not a good place. But he's the nicest guy on the planet, and his very best friend also has special needs, and he has a wheelchair. So this is Benedict, and Benedict and Chucky are from the same rescue. Chucky was actually very frightened of us when we got him, but because of Benedict, he became really friendly with us as well. Right, Benny? So Benedict, you can see his shade because he was just at the hospital. He's having some problems with his bladder because of the paralysis in his spine. He came in with spinal issues because he was left with an untreated meningeal worm infection, which is called P. tenuis, and it actually goes into the spine and causes spinal damage. He gets around like a champ in this wheelchair. This is the greatest thing ever. He really, really loves it. So he will run all over the grass. He goes under the trees. He has a really good time. And now you can meet the turkeys. So this turkey is Gerda, and she's notorious for having a bad attitude. And she's in a really foul mood. Did you get the pun? Foul. So she's not in a really good mood right now. Chucky wants to make sure you guys are having a good dinner. So this sound that she's making is not a sound of love, but more of a sound of anger and resentment. But this is how she gets after laying season every single year. These birds are so hormonally changed and so genetically changed and just so different than they would be if they were in the wild. And she's very moody right now, but she also likes that I'm scratching her, so she's getting over it for a minute. But this is actually not a broad-breasted white. This is what's called a midget white or a Holland white. They're a much smaller bird, but they are still raised in factory farms. They're still debeaked. You still have the tip of your beak gone. And a lot of them are not detoed, but some of them are. So she is not. You are not. You are not. And I'm going to keep going, and we can meet some of the other turkeys. Let's see who we have. Oh, this is Kai. Hi, Kai. Hi, Kai. Oh, no, it's not. This is Olaf. So a lot of the turkeys are named after the characters from Frozen because one of the kids that comes to visit was here when we got them, when they were babies, and she asked us if we would name them after Frozen characters, and we said yes. And this is Kai. Hi, Kai. Kai, Gerda, Olaf. Note that Gerda is stalking me. That's what she does. Has anybody told you that you need to get a life? I love you, though. Love you. I love you. And also in here we have red star hens. This is Megan. Let's go see Megan. Oh, I can't get her, but that was Megan. So Megan is a red star. And red stars are actually industrial hens. A lot of them now are in what's called cage-free facilities, but they are still debeaked. And just like every other facility that's raising, like a hatchery that's raising eggs for laying, the roosters still are disposed of because roosters have absolutely no, use in the egg production system. So she would have been from a cage-free flock. You can see there's lots of different breeds of chickens in here. There's Topaz. That lovely lady is Shirley with the feathered feet. She's a Brahma. A lot of these chickens are coming from cruelty cases and backyard flocks. The backyard flocks are a very big thing now. A lot of people are having chickens. Hello, they're raising chickens to have cheap eggs. It's not cheap, however, if you're doing individualized care. So the difference that we're seeing is even these hens that are coming from backyard flocks where people had them in their homes or outside of their homes, they're still coming in really horrific condition. They come in with lice and mites and untreated parasites. A lot of them are very, very sick because there is no way to produce cheap food and also give care to the animal that's producing that food. It just doesn't work because there's too much competition, right? So she is retiring here, and it's awesome. So this whole group hangs out together, and we're going to walk outside because it's absolutely beautiful. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello. So they have this magnificent yard. That is their favorite place to be, is under this tree. And they'll come with us if we go. Come on, you want to go under the tree? Come on, girl. Come on. Well, if they don't come, Chucky will. Come on, Chucky. Come on, Benedict. Come on. Hurry. Come here. You can come and get some leaves. Come on, girls. They're going to run in a minute. It's all about the leaves. Here they come. Yay. Come on, girls. Hello. Hi, everybody. Weechie is our head rooster. He's a little silky rooster. He looks like he's like really puffy and cute, but he's a tough guy. He like rules this whole group, and he makes sure that the hens are really safe and sound. He has a few people that he's not a fan of. Like he's really good at like pointing out the people he doesn't like, and he really does protect his girls. And see, this is what we do when we're a chicken or a turkey. We spend tons and tons of time like scratching. See how they're scratching? And they're looking for bugs and seeds and anything that they can find to eat. Everybody likes to come out and scratch. Everybody likes the sun. Everything that they don't get in a factory farm, which is where these girls are all from, they get here. And it's so amazing to see who they actually are once they're able to be outside. Hi, Cecilia. Hi, everybody. Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. You know why? Because you're cute and little. Hi, Kai. So everybody's out here. Oh, look who it is. My favorite girl, the stalker. Gerda's back. She just wanted to make sure I knew she was still here. Come here. Come over here and love me. Yes. Everybody's here for a gala. You need to be nice. You need to be nice. Hi, girls. Hello, guys. Let's look at all this stuff that we can eat. So, hello, everybody. So again, thanks to you guys, and thank you so much. Every time we do an event or one of these live feed type streamings, it's good to understand like you allow this to happen. We do the care, but we wouldn't be able to hire caregivers. We wouldn't be able to take care of these animals. We wouldn't have the experience that we have. We've been doing this now for 32 years, and that's awesome. So we have experience that nobody else has with these animals who are never ever cared for, and they're getting individualized care. If you look at them, you can see that they all have leg bands. Every one of these birds has a band on, and the ones that have the different colors are because some of them are on pain management or some kind of med, hello, Weechie. And it allows the caregivers in the morning to find them really quickly without going through all the birds and stressing them out, so they can medicate them, and that's awesome for them. But every bird also has a permanent record. So the minute they walk in the door until the day that they pass away, we know exactly what's happened to them, like what medications they've gotten, what treatments they've had, who their best friends are. Every single thing about them is recorded. And we take such pride in the individualized care that we can give these animals because we believe that every one of them is an individual, just like your dog or your cat, and they deserve absolutely the best care that they can possibly get as an individual. Hello, Noreen. She's like, I agree. I agree, I agree. Right, Weechie? The individualized care, please. Yeah, so everybody in here has had something go on where they've had to have individualized care. The red hen that's over here, near Chucky. You turn the camera, the dark red girl. That's actually Gobi. Gobi just had a cancerous tumor removed. Gobi has been here for, I think, 9 years now. So hello, my sweet. So a lot of the birds that are here, hi Arendelle, have been here for, you know, almost a decade, and it's because they're getting individualized care. So they come from an industry where they're not even noticed as like an individual at all. And they get to come here and get everything that they need. So thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us. Everyone here dressed up, they're all wearing white. You're wearing a white gown. Weechee's wearing his most impressive fluffy pantaloons, as is Whittle over there. And we're really, really happy that we're celebrating this gala with you tonight. I hope you're very comfortable. We definitely are. Right, girls? Say correct. Correct. Phyllis Diller. Phyllis and Noreen. Everywhere you go. There they are. Anyway, thank you so much. And now we are going to move. And this time I think we are going to move to the sheep barn. I'm really hoping that they're in because they've been out on pasture all day. Because again, it's a very strangely green and warm day for December. So, yay. Thank you very much.